What's going on, YouTube? It's SC, the place to be, Channel Mr. Andy, back here with another NXT Wargames review. Joining me is not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up? What's up? It's me, the PR. I am me.
Yeah, we back in here to give you guys a Wargames review. This is probably gonna be the final. Well, it's not Takeover no more, but this is probably gonna be the last time we're gonna see Johnny Gargano in an NXT ring. And
we're gonna see him on Tuesday. So,
he's coming. He's coming back this Tuesday.
He's gonna be on that Tuesday.
Oh, okay, probably say his goodbye. But I think he's leaving, and Beth Phoenix is leaving. So it's her last night on commentary. So it's a lot of things going on with this War Games, and so now the whole theme is the black and gold versus the 2.0, and this is Vince's way of getting rid of the last remaining black and gold that he can, so to usher in this new colorful 2.0 NXT. And that was the whole theme of the whole show, basically. And we got two War Games matches, and they actually did the two rings. At first I thought they was going to do one ring, but they did the two rings, and it was kind of shocking seeing that in the Performance Center, and I was like, wow, they are really squeezing this in. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So
I think they did last Performance Center too.
What you say? I hear what you say. What you say?
I think they did in the Performance Center too.
You talk about one of the old school ones?
In the Performance Center too.
Oh.
No, the War Games.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go right up into this here. So we kick off with the women's War Games matchup. The women's War Games matchup is we have Team Dakota, which is Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction, taking on Io Shirai, Cora Jade, Raquel Gonzalez, and Kaylee Ray. So the two women to be in the match is Kaylee Ray and Dakota Kai. And now they already in the ring. They coming in with kendo sticks. So right now it looks like we're off the format. Throughout this whole matchup, we see that each woman, as they're coming into the ring, they're bringing in a different kind of weapon. As before, the War Games was you just go into the ring, you beat the shit out your opponent, and you do crazy moves and do crazy spots off the cage, and then by the time the last person is in there, War Games has begun, and they're supposed to bring in all the weapons. Well, that's not the way Vince McMahon did things, or Bruce Pritchard did things tonight. So every time somebody came in there, they came in there with weapons. I can understand also the reason why they did it that way for the women is to probably mask a lot of things, because we see some of these women in here. It's just like, yeah, I'm not pretty sure if y'all gonna wrestle a more 25+ minute match before y'all need to hide some of y'all incapabilities, to say the least. So Kaylee Ray kind of branches some candlesticks across the two bottom ropes in between the both rings, and then suplexes or forward suplexes Dakota Kai on them. Dakota Kai to me is like the hidden MVP in this matchup, because some of the things that she did was kind of was cool. Gigi Dolan is out next. She brings a trash can and then and a black bag into the ring. Dolan throws a trash can right there in God, was it Kaylee or Dakota? What one of them? Oh, wait a minute, I don't have the list. Do you remember who came out? Cora Jade came out next. My bad. I got ahead of myself. Cora Jade came out next, and she was the first one to come out. And she brings her skateboard to the ring. I was just like, I don't understand the whole Cora Jade skateboard thing. I'm not sure. I'm not in that, but she's a shining wizard. And then after that, that's when Gigi Dolan comes in. She brings a trash can, but then Cora Jade puts the trash can over her head, gives her like a drop kick through it. And then Io Shirai comes out, and then she starts bringing in chairs, and then of course she comes in and everybody starts beating down stuff like that with the chairs, stuff like that. And after that, we get JC Jane comes out. She brings a table, and she brings a table to the ring, and then they set up the table, and I think it was Cora Jade. Was it Cora Jade was the one that went to the top rope because they set up, because I don't know these women, like, you know, I'm still learning these women, part of Toxic Attraction, all that stuff like that. Well, they set up the table, and Cora Jade comes to the top of the cage and does a hesitated swanton bomb off the table and puts it goes through and then puts Jade through the table. But as she does that, she's selling her arm as if she like dislocated her arm the whole time.
She probably did for real. I seen it. It did not look good.
I'm about to say it did. I'm like, because I'm sitting thinking like, was that a hell of a sell job, or did she really dislocate her arm? Because
at first I thought she dislocated her arm. I wasn't sure. I was like, I did not think about her selling. I was like, nah, it looked like she under rotated or over rotated and fell like straight on her shoulder.
It looked like she she wanted to go for a swanton, but then she didn't. But she just kind of like was going because she was falling. And I was like, that just did not look good. And once again, when you have these kind of women that are kind of new at this kind of stuff, I wouldn't want to put them kind of spots, you know, put them do those kind of spots, in my personal opinion. Raquel Gonzalez, I didn't say so. Raquel Gonzalez is out next, and she brings a lot of trash cans, and then, you know, her fire extinguisher in the ring, and then Gonzalez is running a rough shot on everybody, and one of the best spots in the match. This is why I said Dakota Kai is the hidden MVP, because she's small and limber. Raquel stuffs her inside one of the trash cans, and like she's in the whole trash can, and she just takes the trash can and just swings it around and throwing her, bumping her and everything. I thought that was dope. And also, because remember back when when it was Raquel Gonzalez taking on Rhea Ripley in that Falls Count Anywhere match, or that last woman standing, and Dakota Kai was in there, and then Rhea Ripley beat her down and stuffed her in a locker because she could just like fit into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, I like what Dakota Kai is severely underrated, but she's so fucking talented. And I'm just like, y'all need to, because it was funny when Dakota Kai first came and Bianca Belair first came. I was like, Bianca Belair is like Sasha Banks 2.0, and Dakota Kai is like Bayley 2.0. Like when they first came, and I felt as though like the level Bianca Belair is at now, going with Sasha Banks, that's the level I think Dakota Kai should have been at going up against Bayley. But they just don't. I don't even know why she's still in NXT. But once again, she go to the main roster, she's going to be fired anyway. So I got to take Dakota Kai when I can get her.
Roster.
What'd you say?
If she gets to the main roster.
If she gets to the main roster, you're right. So Raquel drags and hits a spine buster on Jane, and then he put Kai still in the trash can, and Shirai hits a moonsault on them, and then here comes Mandy Rose. She's the last one in, and then War Games officially is on the way. So they do their best. I wasn't really into most of the stuff like that, but some of the women in the match did try, but all six women come together in the same ring. Raquel hits the what's that one-arm powerbomb that she does?
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, and then she to Jay, and then her and Gigi take each other. With pump kicks, all six of them are down, but Cora crosses over and pins Jade to win the match. So, there was a spot in the match though, because this is why I didn't know if it was storyline or not, because she was really like selling this arm, or the arm was really hurting her, and the referee was like trying to bring her out the cage. So there's a point where Io Shirai brings her back into the cage, close the cage door, and it looks like she tries to pop her arm back into the socket. Which I seriously doubt Io Shirai did, or did the right way or anything like that. That's why I was like, is it a work or whatever the case may be? But whatever the case may be, even if she did dislocate it, I know she hurt it. Had to. So that was the opening War Games matchup. I'm guessing you didn't like it kind of like how I did.
Yeah, it was just whatever to me. Like this whole pay-per-view was just like, whatever.
You know what? I can agree. NXT Tag Team Championships, Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. So, Von Wagner in this matchup, they're playing the story that Imperium was too much for Kyle O'Reilly to handle, and Von Wagner had to keep tagging in to be the bigger guy to take out Imperium. And he was being built to me like a very Lex Luger type in this matchup. And I was just like, y'all mean to tell me Kyle O'Reilly can't hang with Imperium? Seriously? Sure. There was some exciting moments in the matchup, but there's still the chemistry between Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner is just not there to me. The Imperium hit the Eurobomb on Kyle O'Reilly, and they win the matchup. After the match, Imperium leave. Wagner tries to attack Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly dodges him and beats him down. So he's seen the attack coming. So Kyle O'Reilly is going to probably go out the old school way on his back and put Von Wagner over and challenges him to a steel cage match this Tuesday on NXT. And that's probably going to be the end of Kyle O'Reilly. Any thoughts?
He also gave an Undisputed Era.
Huh?
He also did the Undisputed Era sign.
You know what? He did do that. He did do that. So, yeah, I think he's going to do that. He's going to go join the actual Undisputed Era in AEW. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, and have more fun.
Anyway. Yeah, I was just saying, like, why wouldn't? Because you could do so many things of, like, you know, whatever they call the group over there, and then he could probably break away from the Super Click to the point where you have like the Elite versus, you know, kind of Undisputed Era. Wouldn't that be a dope ass match?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because the whole thing. I think the whole thing with Kenny Omega's a storyline, and then Adam Cole and Kenny Omega will come back and probably have that matchup. And you can do the Elite versus whatever they're gonna call it. They can't call it the Undisputed Era, obviously. So, but they call it something. I'm like,
they'll probably just be Red Dragon.
Well, I mean, Red Dragon is fishing O'Reilly, but when you add Cole to the mix, it ain't
the Cole just might be like, might as well just be Red Dragon. Okay. Or they might just call it Red Dragon and Adam Cole.
Well, whatever the case may be, I think that would be something like dope, but I'll be looking forward to it. Hair versus hair match, which I haven't seen in years. Duke Hudson taking on Cameron Grimes to the moon. The match you actually called right.
I knew I was calling this man is not cutting his hair.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I probably thought that, you know, Cameron Grimes would get the good old baldy. You know, that lift
that he got now. That's the most that he going.
And I was like, Duke Hudson, I was like, bro, you really got to cut your hair. All you got to do is, like, you know, get a shape up. That's all that is. So, sure. Well, that happened. And, like I said, the match was okay for what it was. But then Cameron Grimes, Hudson hits a Frankensteiner to the buckles, but then rolls Duke up for the win. And Cameron Grimes wins the matchup. Yep. And after the matchup, you know, it's the usual heel shit where Duke Hudson gonna try to cut Grimes' hair, but Grimes hits him with a cave in and knock him out just enough to go and shave his head. So he shaves it, he wakes up, and after he wakes up, he runs away. Is he gonna come back with a bald head? Is he gonna come back with, you know, a hairpiece? Or is he just come back with a low cut? Who knows? But
definitely gonna come back with a low cut.
No, right. Come back with a low cut. Like, line this up for me playing, you know. A match that I did not have too much of a problem with. Cruiserweight Championship. Roderick Strong with Diamond Mine taking on Joe Gacy. So this whole match was about inclusion and how the Cruiserweight Championship is not being inclusive for everybody because it ain't meant for everybody. But sure, I get it. So Joe Gacy is out there with Harlan looking like crazy ass Lars Sullivan, and the match is on the way. And like I said, Joe Gacy is not like he's an indie guy. He's a seasoned vet. He knows what he's doing, but he's just still part of this gimmick that is getting over, or Vince is really liking it. So sure thing, he's going to do it. So the match, like I said, is pretty good. Him and Rockstar go at it. Then we have a point where Joe Gacy does a flipping, top rope suicida over to the top rope, taking out Roderick Strong. Harlan is grabbing little muscular girl, I forgot what her name is, and then Joe Gacy says put her down. He gets back into the ring, but that distracts him enough because Roderick Strong hits him with a knee and then hits him with the end of heartache. Like, why did he stop calling that move the end of heartache? Why did he call this a backbreaker? I'm like, that's what
I have no idea.
I mean, that's what the move was called, though, right? End of heartache.
Yeah, but I'm saying they probably when he got a new character, they probably just called it something else.
Roderick Strong and new character never exist in the same sentence.
Well,
it never did. But Roderick Strong picks up the win here, and I was like, I didn't think Gacy was going to win this anyway. So Roderick Strong is still your Cruiserweight champion with Diamond Mine. And then we get this segment was stupid. And I was like, yo, because as soon as my wife came into the room, because she wasn't watching this shit, and she was just like, this segment got Vince McMahon written all over it. And that's the Ike Manjaro ordering food segment. Did you happen to see this? Or
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
He had like pizzas, and he had 3 gallons of ice cream and all and stuff like that. And he was just sitting there eating all this stuff and just running through it and just doing the sloppy eating bullshit. And then he was getting all full, and then he literally, dead serious, ran to the bathroom, and we see him taking the shit. And hear all the noises. Vince loves that toilet humor because he ate so much with the blazers on and everything like that, and then he went to the bathroom. I was like, why was that necessary? That whole thing was not necessary at all. But Vince put it in his show because Vince likes that fucking toilet humor. So Ike Manjaro he's like the character was already not great to me because I didn't like him wrestling with that blazer on. But now, no, I'm definitely not feeling it. So we get the men's War Games matchup. Team 2.0 taking on Team Black and Gold. Then of course Carmelo Hayes who starts the matchup for Team 2.0, which I think was a great start. And then Gargano comes out. Gargano comes out in like all his past takeover gear kind of like meshed together. I thought that was dope. And he comes out to his old song.
Yep, Ripple Heart. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that.
Yeah,
I came out to Rebel Heart.
Yeah. I was like, damn, it's so much how much I missed it. Because after seeing all this, I was like, yo, he's really gone, man. I never thought I would see Gargano out of NXT, but he is like, hearts and souls of that company, man. I'm just like, oh man, I'm feeling it. So those two started off, and there is just good exchange, back and forth exchange. Because look, Carmelo Hayes is good. Carmelo Hayes, he's not one of these new made by WWE guys, but he's young and he's really good. And him and Gargano starting this stuff off, I thought was dope. Then this part where he's like on the ropes and Gargano does like a springboard sunset powerbomb to him into the ring. And then the next one out is 2.0 has the advantage. So next one out is Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller's like, no, I draw the line. You come to me. I don't come to you. And I had to say, Grayson Waller did pretty good in this matchup also. Like, you know, I for some reason, it's something about Grayson Waller that I do like. You know, when it comes to his style and stuff like that, I'm just like, you know, it's just that I'm just not liking Vincent Bruce Pritchard. But if Triple H was to debut Grayson Waller, I would not be mad. I think he's pretty good. Same thing he did with Carmelo Hayes. So, by the way, Trick Williams is still on the outside anyway. Trick throws a steel chair into the ring, and which almost hits Waller. And then he starts scaling the cage, but Gargano grabs a chair and hits Trick off the cage with the chair. And then after that, we get Pete Dunne that comes out and joins the matchup. So Pete Dunne comes out there and he started hitting clotheslines and knees. There was points where he was taking Waller's hands and his fingers was inside like the different grates of the steel, and you can see him bending them back. I was like, oh, that looks painful. That really did look painful. So Gargano and Dunn have grappling submissions on Hayes and Waller, and they both hold each other, and then they can't tap out, and they're actually kicking Waller and Hayes respectively as they do it. I thought that was cool. Then next down is Tony D'Angelo. So Tony D'Angelo comes down, and then Trick Williams is when he starts giving him all these kendo sticks, and he starts taking out the tables. He starts taking out more tables and all the toys underneath the ring. And as he's doing that, Tony D'Angelo got his crowbar because he's Italian. Well, of course he's a good fella. He would have his crowbar, but Trick is trying to go to the ring to get something else, and when he ends up pulling out is Dexter Lumis. So Dexter Lumis goes and chases Trick Williams to the back and gives Gargano a thumbs up, and so Trick Williams will not interfere in the match anymore. So that's the end of Trick Williams for there. So Tony D'Angelo has the bright idea, for some reason, because he still has a partner left, that he's going to lock the steel cage from anybody else getting in. Because from LA Knight,
I did hear about this,
and I was just like, "That's you all still got your best guy, Braun Breaker, still out there." And it comes to find out that this whole day fucked up everything. So he locks the gate, and then it's time for LA Knight to come out. LA Knight comes out. He has to scale. He's like, I can't get in. I'm just like, are you serious? So he has to climb the cage on the outside to scale his way into the War Games. There's still chopping Braun Breaker left. So he comes in, and the fans are chanting for LA Knight. He's like really over, all this kind of stuff like that. And what'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, my bad. So then he put a trash can over Grayson Waller, and then he start hitting him with kendo sticks and stuff. And then it's time for Braun Breaker to come out. So Braun Breaker comes out, and he runs over, and the referees are trying to get him in the cage because Tony D'Angelo locked the cage. So then Braun Breaker's like, just give it to me. I'm like, all right. Braun Breaker has the hardest time breaking these chains. He's trying. I mean, he's trying. And it's like he's trying to snap it. He's trying to do everything like that. I don't know if somebody ripped him and they didn't put, they fucked something up. But he was trying to squeeze. He was not getting these chains broke. Until finally, I don't know if something broke or whatever the case may be. But if he finally gets to the matchup.
They just used the key.
They used to get, because I was like, this stuff is stupid. I was like, why would y'all come out in the first place? But sure, like if I didn't have the advantage of something, I would do. But I mean, okay. And I probably would have waited until Braun Breaker got in, then locked it, so Ciampa wouldn't be able to get in, even though he would have still climbed in anyway. Because I was like, why would y'all lock the door when y'all have an opening? So yeah, sure. Braun Breaker comes in there, and then he runs over and starts giving belly to belly suplexes, to Gargano and everybody in there. Then Ciampa comes down. Ciampa runs in there and he starts taking out everybody, giving the knees and everything. People are chanting DIY. Ciampa sits on a trash can, does his little clap and pat on the back and stuff. Now War Games can officially begin. So now we have all the guys in there. And that's when we start getting all the kind of spots. We have DIY in there for the reunion, and they hit Haynes and Breaker.
Well, real quick, speaking of DIY, did you see them do their Glorious Bomb?
Yes! And it don't feel the same because there's no Bobby Roode there.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was
I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it, but I was just like, oh, there's no... Because what made it great was they would do it, and then Bobby Roode would show up, and you hear the Glorious, and it's just not the same anymore. I'm glad they did it, but it ain't the same no more. Because Bobby Roode don't even use that music no more.
God, he's not even there no more.
Say what?
He's not even there anymore.
I know, but she's barely on the main roster anymore. Goodness, man. How do you have somebody by Roode in this? Never mind. I'm not even going to get myself worked up. I'm not even going to do that. But yes, I did see it. They start hitting a lot of tag team offense, and then Breaker drops it and it slams Ciampa into Gargano. Meanwhile, they're setting up a table, and I forgot who was set up table because they were trying to I think they were trying to put Pete Dunne across the table. It looks like I'm not necessarily sure, but then LA Knight runs. Grayson Wallace about to go up there, but on the top rope, not top of the cage, the top rope, but then LA Knight runs up and does like a angle scale the ropes, belly to belly, and Grayson Wallace the table like obliterates the way he's so going to that table. So that's not the only table spot that we get. Then they wedge trash can right between the two ropes, and then Gargano gives Carmelo Hayes a lawn dart into the trash can, and then also Pete Dunne is also messing with his fingers, puts the trash can on Hayes' hand and stops on his hand. But then Tony D'Angelo comes in there with the crowbar, and this is how people start getting taken out in the matchup. So first LA Knight goes and he gets put down on the table. Grayson Waller climbs, this time to the top of the cage, and then he does his between the legs, his double between the legs elbow to LA Knight off the top of the cage. For those who don't know, if anybody ever played 2K before, and they used to see it on NBA Live, and they used to do the between the legs dunk twice. Well, that's what Waller acts like he does when he jumps off to do an elbow. Like he's going in between his legs twice and then does the elbow. I think it actually looks kind of cool. But he did it from the top of the cage. And he took out LA Knight. Meanwhile, Tony D'Angelo has the crowbar with Pete Dunne on the top rope. And then, shout out to Pete Dunne for selling this crazy. Because he takes out Pete Dunne's mouthpiece. Which I was like, ew. COVID. And put it in his pocket. And then he does a swinging neck breaker with the crowbar on Pete Dunne's neck off the top rope. Pete Dunne is done. The last four we have is Braun Breaker, Ciampa, Gargano, and Carmelo Hayes. Those are the last four that we have. And Ciampa and Gargano hit well, first they hit both the Widow's Bell and the float over DDT on Breaker and Hayes, and then they take Breaker and they hit him with the meat in the middle and take him out. And they about to pin. They do a double pin to Braun Breaker, but then Carmelo Hayes pulls the referee, and it's like, okay, there's a table over in the corner, and Gargano is like, I'll sacrifice. He did the classic DIY stuff. I'll sacrifice myself so you can take out Carmelo Hayes. So he did that. Ciampa runs with the knee to Carmelo Hayes and to the back of the head, but takes out Gargano. He's about to give him the fairy tale ending, but Braun Breaker spears Ciampa through a table that's set up in the corner, and then hits him with the snap power slam, and wins the matchup for Team 2.0. And that was working. I said that Braun Breaker was going to pin Ciampa to get his win back. So.
Oh yeah, I just thought Gargano was going to lose because it was his last day, but I guess they're going to make him lose on Tuesday.
The fans blew loudly that 2.0 win, and as he posed together in the ring, and the fans are still booing, but they won the matchup, and that was War Games. Still, it was a decent matchup, but that was War Games. So, Prime, your opinion about NXT War Games this year?
From what I've seen and from what I heard, it was okay, but I still just don't. I'm not feeling it still.
No, I don't blame you. And this new era NXT, like I said, they got some spots in there. Like I love Carmelo Hayes. He was in there before. Obviously, they went to the whole fruit roll up stuff. I like Grayson Waller. I'm actually liking Joe Gacy a little bit, only because where he was at before. They're obviously pushing Braun Breaker. He's actually good because he's a Steiner. But those are like the only ones that I see that are like, hey, we're writing Star over here, type thing. Other than that, I'm just I ain't feeling it either. But I give it like a thumbs in the middle because there were certain matches I did like, certain matches I did not like. I did not like the women's War Games. I like the men's. I didn't mind Joe Gacy and Diamond Mine with Roderick Strong, but I didn't care for Duke Hudson or Cameron Grimes or Devon Wagner being Luger. And I gotta take out a period. So that's why it's like a thumbs in the middle for me. But post any comments down below. How did you guys enjoy NXT War Games? And what did the future holds now? Because obviously Braun Breaker's gonna take that title from Ciampa. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. It's just win. So post comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy our review. Hit the subscribe button for more WWE content and wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, this is NC, a place to be chosen by Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, Joe.
All right, and Nerd Coalition is out.